Hey everybody, Mike here from metaldetectoruniverse.com, and today we've got a short and sweet video for you. We're going to talk about hot rocks, what they are, and how to deal with them. Just one thing about hot rocks, the name has nothing to do with temperature and everything to do with content. If you look at that picture on the right, you might actually be looking at hot rocks. And we'll talk to you a little bit more about why you might be looking at hot rocks in just a minute. What's so hot about them? Well, not really a lot in terms of really interesting and cool. In fact, they're an annoyance in some respects because of target identification that isn't really valuable stuff that you want to find. But they are significantly more or less mineralized rocks compared to the surrounding ground. And your hot rocks are going to cause your detector to alert as if you found a good target. They're essentially minerals that have iron oxides in them. So here, let's talk about relativity. It's all relative. By the way, the picture on the right is a piece of magnetite, which is a form of hot rock. Hot is hot like different. So your detector is ground balanced for the ground that you're traveling and searching over. This is a battle between the detector ground balance and significantly more or less mineralized rocks that you come across. The annoyance of hot rocks is potentially valuable target alerts. False alarms, that's what they could be. So if you look at this diagram here, on the left you've got your ground balance to this level, and this is just a notional level. You're walking along, your detector's ground balanced, all of a sudden you come across one or more mineralized rocks that are more or less mineralized than what you're ground balanced to, so your detector's going to pop off an alert. And that's really the basic simple view of what hot rocks are and why they're annoying. There are sort of two branches to hot rocks, positive ones and negative ones. The positive hot rocks have a lot of conductive content, and the negative ones, which are also called cold rocks, contain high levels of non-conductive content. Now, I have a comparison table in the blog between positive and negative hot rock characteristics, so I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to take a look at that. Can you even deal with these hot rocks? Well, if you have one of the newer pulse induction metal detectors, yeah, you probably can. They do a pretty nice job of ignoring them. The hot ground, because of the mineralization, will cause your detector to chatter a lot. So if you think back to that picture I had at the very beginning, there's a lot of different rocks. Some of them may or may not be hot rocks, but let's say that you're in an area where a bunch of them are. There's going to be a lot of chatter on your audio that's going to be thinking that you're detecting a lot of stuff. You need to learn your machine's response. And that's part of your learning curve. It's better to dig anything you find when you start to get that chatter and then figure out which ones were real targets and which ones were just the hot rocks. Positive hot rocks, they contain something called maghemite. I hope I pronounced that right. But they're basically reddish orange, even yellow colored rocks. So what you need to do if you're seeing a lot of those and you're getting a lot of those false alarms, just kind of see them as you're going around, memorize what they look like in the area that you're searching. Maybe even your part of the country may be very famous or infamous for those kinds of positive hot rocks. Just learn to see and avoid them. So that was short and sweet. In the wrap-up, we just want to know that hot rocks are not about temperature. It's about a contrast to the ground-balanced surroundings. There's two kinds, positive and negative. They're called hot rocks, but they're also called hot and cold rocks. And you just need to learn to adaptively deal with them. So that's kind of a wrap-up. I'm leaving a link in the description below to the blog post. Also would love to have some comments from you down below. I learned from you from those comments, and hopefully you've learned something from me today. So until the next time, happy hunting.